Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Foxwoods in beautiful Mashantucket, Connecticut. We are here to talk about tomorrow's Friday Night Fight show. It's going to begin at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Doors open here at Foxwoods at 5 p.m. This show has been the product of a lot of work coming up to Connecticut and getting to know the place, and could not have had any of this happen without my dear friend Al Valenti, who is here, and I would like to bring him up to say a few words.
Kathy, thank you. This is a great place to be right now because Foxwoods has been a major player in boxing since its inception 23 years ago in just a few weeks. So it's a thrill for me to be here after a great journey in these 23 years of putting on boxing here, but more importantly to be here with Kathy in Main Events. Really the preeminent boxing company. They do it right. They do it at the grassroots level. They take young boxers from their amateur careers right to world championships. So we have a great confluence in this event. It's Foxwoods' anniversary. It's my being able to be with my friend Kathy Duver in Main Events, who has gone probably 35 years with my family in boxing, going back to the days of Bobby Ches in the Ice World in Ottawa, New Jersey, right up until the 3 Gaddy Ward fights. So this is really a coming together of this great boxing fraternity. There's an event tomorrow night, and inside that event, there's a great local match. Russell Lamour and Thomas Falowo boxed a number of times in the amateurs. They've won, they've lost, but they've always put it out there. And tomorrow night, the co-feature that I'll speak about is a very important boxing event. It shows you, like in Karl Dargan and some other boxers, that the amateur program in the United States is alive, and their future stars lie in the people like Karl Dargan and Tommy and Russell. And I just asked Karl and Russell how many amateur bouts have they had. They said over 100. So all that hard work pays off. And the boxing fans that will watch on ESPN and the fans that are in the Fox Theater will be treated to a great New England middleweight championship fight. Both Tommy and Russell are coming here tomorrow night because they know the next step to be a Karl Dargan is through that fight tomorrow night. So once again, I want to thank Kathy Duver Main Events and their great staff, Bill Sadie, and the wonder of it all here at Foxwoods. I say happy birthday for 23 years of bringing the best in boxing to the Northeast. And to the boxing fans and the boxers that are here tonight and tomorrow, you're going to be treated to a great show. Thanks.
Thank you, Al. I'm going to talk a little bit about the undercard before we bring the fighters up to speak. There will be, we have a special treat here. Shane Mosley is in the house here with his son. Shane Mosley Jr. is going to be fighting, and he's here. Where are you, Shane? Somewhere? Okay, he must have stepped out. Anyway, he of course is from Pomona, California, with a 2-1 record with 2 knockouts. He's going to be taking on Rafael Machado of Philadelphia. We have a 4-round cruiserweight bout with one of my favorite fighters, Khalib Whitmore, who you see to my right. He is known as Bigfoot, and he is just more fun than anyone I can think of. He is 6-0 with 5 knockouts right now, and he's going to be fighting Carlos Reyes of Kearney, Arizona, who is not here at the moment. But I promise all of you that once you see Khalib, Bigfoot, you will never forget him. Always does, always does. We have a 4-round middle. He is also trained, of course, by Nazim Richardson and part of this fabulous group of fighters that come out of his gym who we love to work with all the time. We also have a 4-round middleweight fight coming up with David Wilson of New Haven. He's going to be taking on Michael Rodriguez. And we have a little bump in the road. A young man who is also with us today, Cassius Chaney, who is a fascinating story. He's there in the back, the very tall gentleman in the red. He's a heavyweight, and he has sold more tickets for this fight than anyone, and most fighters that I can think of in my memory. And unfortunately, his opponent fell out, so we're searching for someone, and we really want to see him tomorrow because I want to see him. I've been looking forward to this. He is just one of those wonderful, inspirational stories in boxing that makes you want to love the sport. A special guy who works with children and has an education and just so far different from what we expect from fighters sometimes. We also have a 6-round light heavyweight fight of Larry Pryor of Washington, D.C. against Charles Foster of New Haven. We have made an effort to put a lot of local guys on the card, and hopefully people from this area will want to come out and see them fight because it'll be terrific. Another young heavyweight coming up named Keith Tapia of Santurce, Puerto Rico is going to be on the card. There he is. I've been looking forward to meeting you too, Keith. Okay, now I know why. He's 12-0 with 7 knockouts, and he's going to be fighting Jesse Oldmans of Bartonsville, PA. And now we move on to the televised portion of the show. We have an 8-round light heavyweight bout. Sullivan Barrera, who is here today, sitting over here. He's with his trainer, Abel Sanchez, who also trains Gennady Golovkin. Sullivan has been with main events twice in his career. We're always happy to sign him again. We're happy to have him with us, as always, and he is from Guantanamo, Cuba. And he is 14-0 with 9 knockouts, and he is absolutely a light heavyweight to watch. He is exciting and fun and a really, really nice gentleman on top of it all. He's going to be taking on another fellow who fought for main events a long time ago. His name is Jeff Lacey from Tampa, Florida. He's a former world champion, of course. You're all familiar with him. And we have, is Jeff here? Oh, Jeff. Okay, you're hiding from me. Okay, and there's Jeff. And it's like a reunion here today. Thank you. Moving on to the co-feature, Al spoke about that, and so I'm not going to talk too much, but I would like to bring them up to speak. So I'm going to start with, where should we start? With Thomas Falowo of Pawtucket, 12-3-8, and he's going to come up and say a few words.
Fighting's the easy part. I don't like this part. But I'm just blessed. I feel grateful to be on this stage. Great opportunity. And the way I'm feeling, it's going to be a great night tomorrow. I'm feeling stronger than ever. And I'm ready to bring it. I'm ready to steal the show. I'm not sure, too familiar with the main event, but I'm ready to steal the show tomorrow. Let's go.
Thank you. These gentlemen have a rivalry. It goes back to the amateurs. He's going to be taking on Russell Lamour of Portland, Maine. He's 11-0 with 5 knockouts. And Lamour, would you like to speak? Russell, excuse me. Russell.
Glad to be here, and same way I feel blessed to be fighting on this main events card. Thank you for having me also. Yeah, tomorrow, come tomorrow, I'm going to put a show on and to show the world what I can do. And I'm an upcoming middleweight true champion. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Russell.
And rooting for the New England Patriots also.
Oh, now you went too far. Sorry, I cannot second that. All right. Sorry, I'm from New Jersey. Jersey girl. I actually sent one of my children to Boston College. It wasn't easy, but anyway, Jets fans, no matter how much it hurts. Anyway, moving on to the main event. My partner in this event is a gentleman to my left, Greg Cohen. He, like me, he's from New Jersey. He suffers too. And he has brought the the challenger in this light heavyweight championship bout with him. The fight, of course, is between Dynamite Dargan from Philadelphia, who's 17-0 with 9 knockouts. He is the current NABF Junior Lightweight Champion and the USBA Athletic Coast Region Champion. He's going to be taking on Tony the Lightning Luis of Ontario, Canada, who has an 18-2 record and 7 knockouts. This is a tremendous fight on paper. This is Karl stepping up in competition, and this is Tony coming back as always as a real fighter, taking on the challenge, and obviously they both came here to win. I don't have to make that point. And so before we bring the fighters up, I would like to introduce Greg Cohen, who is Tony's promoter. Greg.
Thank you, Kathy, and good afternoon, everybody. It's always great to be at Foxwoods. It's a first-class venue, and it's always terrific to do business with Main Events, first-class promoter. This fight, this main event between Karl Dargan and Tony Lewis, I mean, this is going to be a special fight. Tony is one of the most professional fighters I've ever worked with. He's always 100% prepared. He and his father put the hard work in, and a lot of guys in Tony's position, Tony just won on Showbox in his last fight. He beat an undefeated kid, and guys in Tony's position might shy away from fighting someone like Karl Dargan, an undefeated stud on his way up. And I have to tell you, when there were other fights on the table for Tony, and Tony jumped at this opportunity. And he understands what's at stake. He knows Karl's a terrific fighter, but Tony believes in himself. I believe in him. He's had an unbelievable training camp, and I think the stars are aligned. Everybody should get ready, because this is going to be, I think lightning's going to strike tomorrow night, and it's going to be terrific. Thank you.
Greg, why don't you introduce Tony and yourself?
It's my pleasure to introduce my fighter, Tony Lightning Lewis.
It's a pleasure to have everyone here, part of this fantastic event. It's been professional from the beginning up to now. Everybody involved in the promotion, main events, Greg Cohen, and the other fighters and myself. And we're ready to give you guys a great show tomorrow night. I know the challenges that lie ahead of me in the ring and politically, and I'm ready to put on the fight of my life. Best of luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for the shout out for my staff. I'd like to make one too, my hardworking staff. You're all the best, and I know this has been a struggle, this one, for a lot of reasons, so thank you. And now I want to bring up the trainer of Karl Dargan, gentleman who needs no introduction, but he'll get one anyway, Nazim Richardson, who has distinguished himself training fighters like Bernard Hopkins, Shane Mosley, Steve Cunningham, and Khalib, so and Karl Dargan, so and many others. And I would like to ask him to come up and say a few words. Nazim.
Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to thank Kathy for that warm introduction, and I'd like to thank the staff of Main Events, myself, for the tireless efforts they put out to make sure these fighters are comfortable and prepared. I watched some tape on the young kid, Tony Lewis, and I like what I saw. I'm a fan of boxing. So I like what I saw. I think he's an exceptional young athlete, and as we take every situation as serious as possible, because every situation you're in is the most serious at that time. And my little cousin, I think, is something special also. And we look forward, to putting on a performance tomorrow that'll show the world that we're ready to move on and move up, and face the kind of opponents that I think Tony is in that class, and I think it is a step up for Dynamite, and it's important that we do our job, you know. I looked at this card and I was like, I realized age is catching up to me because we got 2 guys fighting on this card that I used to train their fathers. You know, so I was like, wow. When I seen Spicy and Khalid, I used to train his father. You know, I was like, wow, you know what I mean, it's catching up to me, but I'm hanging in there the best I can, you know what I mean, and the card is exceptional, you know, you got guys, I remember Jeff Lacey, had him on my team at the Olympic trials, hot dog, you know what I mean, and it's enjoyable to come back and see these young athletes that are growing and they're doing their thing and have done their thing, and I think these 2 young men are going to really shock people because I'm not sure if either one of them get the credit that's deserved. I'm not sure if this kid Luis is looked at in the light that he should be. I know I did preparing for this fight. You know what I mean? I watched the kid. I really like him. I think he's talented. You know, and I think it's going to prove my guy's talent to get past the kid of this nature. You know what I mean? So this is why we buy the tickets. This is why we come out. So I'd like to thank everybody for their time and their patience, and I wish everybody have a good time tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Nas. And finally, I want to, where do I start? You know, Greg mentioned there would be lightning in the ring, but there's also going to be dynamite, so that's going to make for a very combustible combination, if I may make a pun. And I think that 2015 is the year of Karl Dargan. We firmly believe this at Main Events. Not to put too much pressure on you, Karl, but I think he likes it. He is destined, in my view, from the moment I laid eyes on him, for stardom. The first time Nazim came to my office and showed me a tape after about the first round, I said, okay, you don't have to show me anything else. Let's sign this one, please. So we are very excited to be presenting him in his first nationally televised main event. And I think this is going to be the first of very, very many. Karl, Dynamite, Dargan.
Assalamu alaikum. Seemed like I was just here yesterday. I would like to thank Tony Lewis, his camp, for accepting the challenge. Of course, Main Events, Kathy, Ellen, Jolene, also my trainer, Brother Nas. We had a great camp. Foot, got my little bro out there, Shane. What's up, son? We had a good camp. I go into every fight looking at it as a world championship fight. So you will see nothing less than 100%, in training and in fighting. We prepare well, very well, as I do as all my fights. So tomorrow night, man, they like lightning, but when lightning strikes dynamite, that shit blow up, B. So, I'm sure he bringing 100%. He's gonna be on his game. I'm gonna be on my game. We'll see what happens. Appreciate everybody coming out. Get there early. I'm telling you, I get there early. Khalid Bitmore and Shane Mosley Jr., y'all gonna want to see them guys, so get out there early. Doors open at 5.
Thank you, Karl. And so for those watching on TV, we're going to do the face-off at the weigh-in, which is going to follow this, so we don't have to do it again. Just a reminder here, though, that this is tomorrow, January 30th. Going to be 9 p.m. on ESPN2, Friday Night Fights live from Foxwoods Resort Casino. And please, if you can't be here, please watch. If you can be here, you want to come out. It's a great show, and as we've been talking about some of these undercard fights, they won't all be on TV, unfortunately, so you've got to come here to see them all. So hope to see people tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you to Foxwoods. Thank you to ESPN. Thank you, Al and Greg, and we will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.